to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you how I lost 55 pounds in just 2 months. Before we get started with this video, I would like to add that I am not a medical professional. This is only things that I've done that has worked for me. So before you go trying any of these things, make sure you talk to your doctor first. Before I tell you how I lost 55 pounds in just 2 months, I would like to tell you how I got to be 445 pounds by the age of 30. So as you can imagine, I was the fat girl. I know. So cliche, right? But it's true. I've always been the heaviest out of both my sisters. I believe I am the fattest on both sides of my family. So yeah, I am definitely the fat girl. Growing up as a baby, I was the fat, chubby baby. Yes, I had all the little fat rolls that I still have currently today. I had when I was a baby. In elementary school, I started to notice that I was different from a lot of kids. And what I mean by different is that I was fat. Everybody else was, tiny and skinny and, they looked like regular kids. And then I was just this overweight elementary kid. So in between first and third grade, I noticed, and it's like a core memory for me, that I could not fit inside of the desks that the school provided. So we know what desk I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the desk that had the table and the chair attached to it, and you had about this much room. I couldn't fit in that desk anymore. My stomach started to sit on top of the table. I had a difficult time getting into the chair. I had a difficult time getting out of the chair. At one point I got stuck in the chair, and that was super embarrassing for me. And at that point, my teacher took notice, and she went and found a small table with a regular chair that I can move in and out. And bless her heart, she put me in the back of the classroom because I was so big as a child that I couldn't sit in the front of the classroom, and I couldn't sit in the middle of the row at school because the other kids unfortunately would not or could not see behind me. So I had to sit in the back of the class, and that stuck with me throughout my life, because now as I got older, I made sure when I entered into a new grade that I told my teacher that I would like to sit in the back of the class. I wanted to sit at the end of the row. I wanted to sit in the corner of the class, wherever, just because I didn't want to be picked on. Growing up, I did get picked on a lot, and people began to say a lot of bad things about me, pretty much just calling me fat. So as you can imagine, that could do a lot to a child. And I remember me going home and just pigging out. I was eating everything in sight, and every night I was sneaking out of my room eating everything. And it got to the point of where my mom couldn't even keep up with me, on top of me having 2 sisters. She couldn't keep up with it because I was just eating everything. And I would lie, and I would say it wasn't me, and I would blame my sisters, and my mom would start hiding stuff in her room. And when she wasn't home, I would used to sneak in there, and I used to take the food. And yeah, so that's very hard for me. Those are memories that I don't like to tap into a lot, because no child should feel should feel the emotions that I was feeling at such a young age, and noticing just how different they were. So at a very young age, I began to binge eat. Even though I was pretty active and I had a normal childhood growing up, I was outside playing with my cousins and my friends in the neighborhood, and I was participating in school events and things like that. But I was just a fat child. When I got into middle school, I told myself that people wasn't just gonna know me by being the fat girl. I was going to be the fat pretty girl, the fat girl that smelled good, the fat girl that always had the lotions and the perfumes. I was struggling trying to figure out me. I had a real hard time figuring out exactly who Shaneise is. And I'm still kind of struggling with that today. Middle school was definitely a trying time for me as well, because I realized that I wasn't just only the fat pretty girl, that I was also gay. And so again, I went home and I ate, and I started to isolate myself a lot. I stopped going outside. I stopped hanging out with my cousins and the neighborhood kids, and I just sat inside all day, on the weekends pretty much, unless my mom forced me outside, and I just pretty much ate, and I sat in front of the TV and I didn't do anything. So when I got into high school, I started to like my body a little bit more. I finally came out that I was lesbian, and I was okay with that. So again, when I got into high school, I told myself I was gonna be the fat pretty girl. So I woke up early in the morning and I did my hair and makeup. So at 3-4 o'clock in the morning on a school day, I was up doing my hair, doing my makeup, making sure that I had the perfect outfit, the whole 9 yards. So I was into eyelashes, eyebrows, blue contacts, everything. So junior year and senior year, I was in band and I was very active. But even though I was active in that activity, I was still putting on a lot of weight. Something happened with my other clips, so I'm having to refilm this portion of the video. So in high school, I was active with color guard and band, and once I graduated high school, I was around 300 and something pounds. My first year being out of high school, I put on a lot of weight because I was at home by myself. My friends were still currently in school, so I didn't have anybody to hang out with. My older two sisters were, grown by this time, and they was doing their own things, so I was pretty much left alone. So fast forward a little bit into my early 20s, I ended up meeting my wife, Mariah, and within that relationship, I also put on a lot of weight. So just to pretty much sum it up, through every situation in my life, through every milestone in my life, I've gained a significant amount of weight, and I'm over it. I'm no longer doing it. So that's gonna bring me into this portion of the video of where I tell you how I lost 55 pounds in 2 months. So how did I lose 55 pounds in 2 months? First thing first, I'm not gonna hold you up because it's already a pretty long video, but it's really simple, y'all. I cut my calories, I fasted a lot, intermittent fasting, alternate day fasting. I just fasted. I drank a lot of water, and this is my water bottle. You can find something similar to this on Amazon. The first 2 weeks of January, I did a liquid fast. I did chicken broth, even though I didn't like it. and I did miso soup, and I drank a lot of water and a lot of tea. So I have the chamomile tea that I did, detox teas, and I really like this lemon tea. And I also have a cinnamon tea that I did as well. So for the first 2 weeks of January, I fasted. With me fasting, I also started to work out a lot. So I worked out 3 times a day for 30 minutes, 4 to 5 times a week. Now I know that might seem a lot to you all, but this is what I did for myself. So I worked out in the morning. I worked out in the morning for 30 minutes, afternoon for 30 minutes, and at night for 30 minutes, 4 to 5 times a week. And what that looked like for me is getting up and moving. I have a elliptical. I have workout equipment in my home. I got a gym membership. On days that I did not feel like going to the gym or working out on my elliptical, I put on YouTube videos and I just did simple walking dance workouts on YouTube. So that's pretty much what I did to kickstart this journey, and I lost, at least within the first month of the year, I lost the bulk of my weight, which was 30 to 35 pounds. So that leads me into, after I broke my 2-week fast, I introduced protein. All I was doing was boiling my chicken in chicken broth, and I would have protein. That's it. I wasn't doing anything fancy. It wasn't some type of magic trick or anything like that. I literally stopped snacking. I started to work out a lot. I started to drink a lot of water, and I started to consume a lot of proteins. On days and on weeks that I'm not fasting, I still consume a very, very small amount of calories. So basically a calorie deficit. During the day when I have a craving of something like that, I will have these little Weathers Originals sugar-free candies, and they're 45 calories for 5 pieces. I would chew on bubblegum, chewing gum throughout the day, and Tic Tacs. So that's what's been working for me. Of course, I had my bad days and my off days where I fell off track, or where I had fast food, or I started my period and I had a few candy bars, or I had some chips the week of my period, or I decided to eat out. That is normal. We're gonna want the fast food. We're gonna want to eat out. We're gonna want to splurge. We're gonna want to fulfill those cravings that we're having, and that's okay to do it in that moment. Do it within that moment, but don't keep doing it throughout the day, throughout the week, and throughout the month. Do it. If you're gonna have ice cream for dinner, have the ice cream. If you're gonna have fast food on Saturday and Sunday, then have your fast food on Saturday and Sunday, and then here come Monday, pick right back up. Pick right back up. And if you're gonna do that, then I would fast on Monday. I would go the whole day of just consuming nothing but liquids on Monday. Now, like I said, I am not a medical professional, so please don't try none of this unless you consult with your doctor first. And please just do your own research, because there's no magic trick to losing weight. It's your mindset. You want it for yourself. You want it that bad, you're gonna make it happen. And I want it that bad. I want it that bad, and I'm making it happen. End of January, leading into February, I stalled a little bit, and I was not able to get out of the 400s. I was sitting at 400 pounds for like days, and then I stopped stepping on the scale, and then I randomly got back on the scale, and I was at 398, and I was super pumped, and I was excited, and now I'm at 390 pounds. And like I said, there's really no rhyme of reason to this. It's, you know what you need to do to lose weight. You don't need for me to tell you. I didn't need for nobody to tell me what I needed to do to lose weight either. So figure something out for you. Eating, cutting your calories, introducing vegetables, high protein, cutting out all of the junk food. Give yourself a cutoff point on when to have your last meal. Fast, do what you need to do, but do it safely. You want to do it safely. So that's literally, y'all, that's pretty much all that I did. I fasted, I ate protein after I fasted, I cut my calories, and I worked out. That is all. And what I mean by working out is just walking, a light jog, and I only could jog for like 6 to 10 seconds. So yeah, in YouTube videos, that is it, you guys. That is all I did. And I want to leave this video by saying, we all look into other people to motivate us, to help us, to encourage us, to do all of that. But at the end of the day, no matter what the situation is, weight loss journey, working, just life in general, if you want a particular thing to happen in your life, there's nobody that's going to be able to do it but you. No matter what encouraging words you may get from the internet or from people, it's going to take you to change your mindset. It's going to take you to put in the work to do it. And 2022 is my year and it's my time, and I'm doing it. If you want to know what I did to lose 55 pounds in 2 months, I fasted, whatever fast you want to do. I did intermittent fasting, alternate day fasting, and I think those are it. Liquid diet, smoothies, liquids, high protein, and workout. 55 pounds gone just like that. So pretty much I went my entire life of putting on all this weight and being depressed about my weight and being sad about my weight and being upset that I was fat and kept eating because I was fat. And all I had to do was just take myself serious. So take yourself serious no matter what you're going through, no matter what journey you are on in your life. Put you first, take yourself serious, and get it done. So that is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back here with another video soon. Bye.